Welcome back. Tristan Blaze, Body Fortress Super NOS Blast. I remember the old NOS Blast. Came in a tub like this big, I think. It's like that big around. It was 30-day supply for, I think, around $30. Or maybe that was the creatine they came out with. Either way, I remember it was it was like the same size, tub. Alright, here we get. This is about, what was it, 17? About $17 at Walmart. I take 2 scoops, you get 17 servings, $1 per serving. For some of the pre-workouts I've seen, that's a relatively good value. Breaking down the ingredients, you get over almost 2,500% of your B6. Your B12 is over 4,500%. Folic acid is over 200%. This is not really a big problem. B vitamins are relatively water soluble. They're not like vitamin D that's fat soluble. So you normally just, go to the bathroom and they have evacuated your system for the most part. In fact, during the 1950s, when the American athletes were highly dosing vitamins and mineral supplements for Olympic athletes, the Soviets just took steroids and trained hard and would joke that the Americans have the most expensive piss in the world because of all the shit that they were taking. So you basically urinate a lot of that crap out. Your kidneys might have to function a bit more, but as long as you don't have massive kidney fucking problems, you should be good. Now you get a creatine matrix in here. Okay. That's my neighbor pulling in. You get, for my serving 2 scoops, you get 5.1 grams. Creatine monohydrate, creatine hydrochloride. Will the supplement company stop putting creatine into my pre-workouts? I buy my own. I get it. It works. That's why I buy it. Put something else in. That's 5 grams of, citrulline malate you could have thrown in. Maybe up the price a little. I would be okay with it. You get a nitrodiolate complex of 5 grams. 3 of it is arginine. 1.5 of it, L-citrulline malate. Clinical dose, I believe, is 8 grams, 7 to 8 grams. And then half a gram of agmatine sulfate. If I'm correct on agmatine sulfate, you would want at least a gram, I think. I could be wrong on that. And you get your taurine, your choline. These are for mental focus. Now, choline actually is in eggs. I believe egg yolk, actually. And it actually does help as, I believe the way it was described is it helps as a neurotransmitter. Basically makes your brain function better, I guess. And then, of course, you got 300 milligrams of caffeine. I'm pretty cool with that. The caffeine is enough to, first of all, I'm a caffeine junkie, by the way. The caffeine is pretty good for giving me that extra kick in the teeth at about 12:30 to 1 p.m. Because I wake up at 6:30 to get my kids on to get one kid on a bus, and then I'm sitting there for about an hour and a half for my other kid to wake up and get dressed and then get her off on the other bus. So, yeah, it's a nice kick in the teeth about 6 hours into the day when I'm more than likely just wanting to bury my head on the desk and go to sleep. My personal preference, lower body, I find it a complete waste of time. Lower body workouts, I find it a waste of time. Upper body, good pump. Good pump in the biceps. So I use it for the upper body. I'll take 2 scoops of this, stack it with that. That's how I do it. That's how I roll. And I do this for upper body. I get 17 servings. My lower body, I stick with what is going to literally give me that beta-alanine, like pins and needles feeling, and just jack me up to bejesus and back, basically. And literally, that's what I got to do for lower body days. It is. But upper body, man, I love this. I love this on upper body day, man. I'm sitting there, I'm doing the curls. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. I see little veins popping out on my shoulders, man. Like, you're like, oh, the vein popping out here. That vein is there. I woke up and I saw this vein. That's normal for me. But, you know, I'm doing those curls and I'm seeing like little spider webs just appearing on my freaking shoulders. Mad pump in the biceps. I like it for upper body day only. I think it's a pretty decent buy if you're looking to experiment with a pre-workout, but the agmatine, the citrulline malate, they're not really dosed properly. I don't like creatine in my pre-workout, but as an off-the-rack product that you can just get pre-made, ready to just throw into a shaker and down, it's good for its value. You're not going to get the best dosed products. Like, I know, for example, probably every pre-workout I have, I'm not getting a proper dosage. But if it's going to work for me, or at the very least, if it's going to give me benefit from the caffeine, beta-alanine is rather cheap, so normally you get the real dosage of beta-alanine at least. If I'm getting the real dosage of caffeine that I need, of beta-alanine, which beta-alanine about 3.5 grams, caffeine 250 to 300 milligrams, I'm getting at least something clinically dosed that will increase strength, will increase endurance, will lessen delayed onset muscle soreness. So there's at least some benefit to it. It's not the best. I mean, you know, the best would be, you know, about 3.5 grams beta-alanine, 250, 300 milligrams of caffeine, 7 to 8 grams of citrulline malate, and about 1 gram, I believe, 1 gram of agmatine sulfate. Once again, I believe it's 1 gram, it might be 2. That would be if I had to make a pre-workout myself, not make one and then sell it to you, but if I had to actually just buy the ingredients, make it myself, and, you know, that's what I would do. Also, if I ever did make a pre-workout, I would so go fucking Minecraft with it, and I would call it Blaze Powder. So, tomorrow's my birthday. I'm not 34. I'm 29 for the 5th year in a row. So, if you want to give me an early birthday present, you can share this video. You can like this video, shoot a comment. You know, how do you know, when do you take this? Actually, I'll answer that right now. I take it right before I go and walk to the gym. It takes me 20 minutes to get to the gym. Normally, by the time I hit the gym, I've always had low body fat. Normally, by the time I hit the gym, it's hit my system. I feel, you know, depending on what I take, feel a bit warmer. If I'm taking the beta-alanine, I feel the tingling sensation across the body. Sometimes to the point where my shins, my shins will start to itch. I will feel that sensation eventually. Between the time I leave and get to that gym, that's when I feel it. So about 20 minutes, most of the pre-workouts I take have taken effect by then. So, anyways, birthday. 24, or I'm 29 years old for the 5th year in a row. Still look good. I think my shoulders are looking better. But I've only been doing this for 5 months. I did 5 years. 5 years of bodyweight training. That means like 2-3 times a week I'd kick up in a handstand and I would do push-ups in a handstand. That's how nuts I got. That's how bored I got. Now I'm on a beginner powerlifting program. A lot of the bodyweight stuff that I did really carried over. Not all of it. Push-ups, they're a good self-body fat assessment test. You really, if you can't do push-ups, you're probably too fat. But if you can heavy bench, you're strong, but you're probably fat if you can't really do push-ups. Same with pull-ups. If it's getting harder to do a body weight pull-up, you're probably gaining too much fat. If you're on a bulk, you're too dirty on that bulk maybe. That's why I do weighted dips and weighted pull-ups. It's a great way to verify if I'm getting very fat quickly or if I'm just getting lean muscle. Lean muscle, I should still be able to increase my my weight while keeping my rep range at 5. If I'm gaining too much fat, first of all, I'll be able to tell that because my six-pack will vanish. But if, let's say I can't, my rep range will not increase and the current weight that I'm using will actually be harder. So it's a great way to determine that. But I recommend this if you don't power lift or you don't do a powerlifting program. I'm not a power lifter, I'm just on a program for a beginner power lifter. I might power lift later, maybe not, I don't know, I'm just saying. If you like the pump, I get a pump off of this, give it a shot. I also stack it once again with the BPI Best Aminos. This might have a reaction to give me a better pump. It might not, I don't know. Okay? Those are just aminos. I've taken just regular aminos and not gotten a pump before, so I'm assuming it's what's in here. But so anyways, happy birthday to me. 29 years old for the 5th year in a row. Your reigning champion of 29-year-olds. Like, comment, subscribe. And I am going to go to the gym and hit my upper body today. Peace.